Hi guys, good morning to you. It's Angie, and actually by the time you see this it won't be morning. It's Thursday, so I'm just pulling out to drive to work down at the building today. And I thought maybe I would do a little video. Normally if I video on Thursdays, I do it on my way home, but today I thought, why not do it on the way to work, and then maybe I'll make it shorter and maybe do another snippet later. I don't know exactly, but if today goes anything like yesterday, I'll end up getting out of work late, which I don't want to do. But so anyway, like I said, it's Thursday. Ooh, I see a police officer. They're already radaring. Good thing I'm not speeding. I have actually never had a ticket, so not because I don't speed, but because I've never been caught. And I don't say that smugly, because I definitely don't want to ever get a ticket. And I normally, even if I do speed, I'm not going very far over the speed limit, so I'm not like, you know, somebody that goes 20 miles over. I'm usually like 5 to 7 miles over, not anything bad. Watch, I just jinxed myself. I'll probably get a ticket on my way home or something. On the way to, the traffic's usually a little bit, well, actually the way home the traffic's worse. Anyway. I'm sitting at a light. Okay, here we go. Sometimes people give you these looks, and for all they know, people do hands-free all the time when they're talking, so I mean, I see it. And then, you know, like people that wear those Bluetooth things in their ears. I hate those things because I get embarrassed, because I'll be like in the store or something and somebody will have one of those and I'll think they're talking to me. And I think only one time I said "what" to somebody because I thought they said something. But, you know, the other times I just kind of have looked at them like I was expecting them to say something, and then realized, oh, they're talking on one of those stupid Bluetooth things. So, I mean, they're good for people when they're driving because they're hands-free, but so is this thing, you know, that I have hooked up. Yesterday was actually the last 2 days. I've been so busy at work, I didn't get a lunch. And the day before yesterday, it wasn't so bad because I ended up working through my lunch, but then I just left early. My normal hours are 7:30 to 4, and so I just got off at 3:30. Well, yesterday, I ended up working through my lunch. Then there was a meeting that was supposed to last from 4, which is the time I normally get off, to 5:30. So, but luckily it only lasted until 4:30. So, you know, working through my lunch and working a half hour late, I have an hour over right now. So I'm going to try to hopefully leave early, maybe I don't know if today or tomorrow, depending on how the day works out, because right now they really discourage overtime. You know, they ask you to try to get rid of it, but they've given me so many tasks now, and luckily, you know, which I like, but the last couple of days there's also been other meetings, and the tasks that I do have had a lot of work. So, but hopefully with an hour I can get rid of it, even if I left a half hour early today and a half hour early tomorrow, depending on if I end up having to work through my lunch again today. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully not. It doesn't bother me. I mean, unless I had to do that every single day, then it would probably bother me, but, you know, here and there. We basically can pick. The time that you leave at the end of the day is basically what dictates how long of a lunch you have. And For years and years and years, I took an hour for lunch, but lately I've just been doing a half an hour. I mean, that's all it really takes to eat, and I kind of like to get off work a little earlier, have more of my evening, especially, you know, when I'm working from home. That's really cool to just be able to not have the commute, because this commute sometimes can take me 45 minutes. It just depends on traffic. Usually it's closer to a half an hour, and then one time, oh my gosh, when I was having to work from, you know, when I had a department and worked from down here every day, we had a really bad snowstorm, and usually what they would do is if we would have a snowstorm, they would just let us leave early. And that day was a surprise. It was way worse than they had anticipated. The weather people didn't predict it. It was really bad. And part of it was completely out of character for when it occurred. And I always will remember the date. It was October 22nd. The reason I remember it's because it's the day after my birthday. It doesn't normally snow here that early, and it doesn't normally snow as much as it did. It snowed a lot. It took me 6 hours to get home from work. That was so horrible. And we were having like a salad day the next day where everybody was going to bring, you know, something for salads or whatever. Well, that day during lunch, I went ahead and went to the grocery store, and so I had croutons. I was going to bring croutons. I ended up eating the croutons, the whole box, on my way home from work. I mean, 6-hour drive. I don't know what in the world kept me from having to pee, because normally I'm like, you know, I have to go to the bathroom several times a day because I drink so much water. Maybe those croutons soaked everything up. I don't know. But that was such a long drive because the traffic was just so short. I mean, it was horrible. But so that's nice now, you know, like through this past winter, there was a couple of weeks where I didn't even go down here at all because of the snow and everything. So it's nice to have that flexibility. I really would like to be able to keep this job. I think I've told you before, I worry about that. Right now they're so short-staffed, they need me. And that's such a good feeling, to feel needed, because I sure don't feel needed at home anymore, at least by my kids. You know, they're like self-sufficient, plus they don't really help around the house much. That's my fault. I should have trained them from a young age. I just never did. I don't think you should spoil your kids, but I always just thought, you know, kids should get to be a kid while they can, because you really don't get to be a kid for very long before you're an adult and you have to work and you have all those responsibilities. And sometimes I think people don't remember how much work school actually is. You know, kids actually have a full day of work just like we do, and sometimes I think it might be even a little bit worse. I mean, especially once they hit high school and they have tests and everything, because at least it seems to me that the teachers can't really think about the other teachers and, oh, did that teacher give them homework and now I'm going to give them homework, and you know, so sometimes not only do they have a full day of school, they have a couple hours at night of homework too. So I don't know, I just never really downloaded the kids with chores and things like that, other than, you know, I do expect them to pick up after themselves, you know, not leave dirty dishes in their rooms, things like that. But I don't have them, you know, doing laundry or things like that. Both of them will help me load and unload the dishwasher, and then like on trash day they'll go around gathering up all the trash and taking the recycle and trash bin down to the curb, things like that. But we don't have like a normal everyday chore chart, or, you know, of course they also don't get paid for doing chores. We tried that once and they didn't really stick to it that good. Of course they still expected to be paid, so they had to learn the lesson that if you don't do the work, you don't get the money. But So tomorrow, Friday, tomorrow evening, probably 6 p.m. or after, my brother and his wife and 2 little girls are coming for a visit. I'm really excited about that. I don't really get to be around little kids very often, especially little girls, you know, since mine were boys. And I like being around for a short period of time. I like to be around little kids. I don't have the patience I used to have, so I don't think I could work like in a daycare setting or something like that. It's the whining that bothers me the most about little kids. Babies aren't so bad because they cry for a reason, but you know, like when toddlers get tired or whatever and they whine, I have very low tolerance for that. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm thinking about going to, I know they'll probably bring toys for him to play with because we don't have anything like that in our house anymore. You know, we don't have a swing set. We don't have, you know, my kids are 18 and my youngest is going to be 15 on June 6th, so they don't play with toys anymore. You know, they're into video games and things like that. I thought about going to Walmart and maybe buying some bubbles. Those are fun to play with outside. But I don't know. I mean, it's tomorrow, so I really don't have, unless maybe I go tonight after work on my way home. Maybe I'll do that. You know, get something for outside. And bubbles I will keep. Like if they don't want to take them home with them, I can just keep them out in the garage. Because even my dog kind of likes bubbles. Once he realized they wouldn't hurt him. Because I had bought some of those bubbles before from the pet store that are supposed to taste like meat or something. And that sounds disgusting. You know, thinking that he would think they were fun, but he was kind of scared of them. It's like, what the heck are those things falling out of the sky that are cold on my nose? But then once he realized they wouldn't hurt him, he, you know, thought they were kind of fun. He didn't try to eat them or anything, which is what I had expected, you know, since they're supposed to taste like meat. But I didn't even save those. Plus, I don't think I'd be out there with my nieces. Here are some meat bubbles. Oh God, that sounds so disgusting. Ugh. We're supposed to get some rain today, which is nice. It looks like rain, and maybe even possibly some thunderstorms. You know, it's that time of year, but they're saying they're not supposed to be severe or anything, which is my kind of thunderstorm, you know, just the thunder and the lightning and the rain. I like those. I especially like those at night when you can really see the lightning. I had something I was gonna, oh, I think in my last like weekly vlog I had said I wasn't gonna weigh myself this past weekend because, you know, it was that whole period week where I have consistently gained like 2.8 pounds that week. And so I did weigh myself this morning, and as of the last time I actually weighed to this morning, I had lost like 0.2 pounds. So it has slowed down significantly, but that's fine with me. I mean, I'm getting to where I'm really comfortable, and that's usually what happens when you don't have as much to lose. It slows down, and I still don't know what it'll be by Saturday or Sunday when I weigh myself on the weekends. But I did when my mom and dad and brother were here for my son's graduation. I didn't really watch what I ate as much as I normally do, or hardly at all. So I'm happy that I still have had a loss, because one day, like Friday when they got here, we ordered pizza. I love pizza, and I had 2 slices of pizza and then like 2 barbecue wings, like honey barbecue wings from Pizza Hut. And then after, and that was like at 4 o'clock, because we had to leave pretty early to get to the graduation because, you know, since my son was in it, he had to be there early. Then after we got home, like later that night, I ate a cold piece of pizza right out of the refrigerator, so I had 3 pieces of pizza. But, you know, with all the activities that day, I don't think I had eaten anything. No, I had 2 boiled eggs in the morning, but then I didn't have any lunch. And then Saturday, we ended up going, there's this little cafe that's in my town. You know, my town's not real big, but there's like a, you know, a little cafe. And so I took my mom and my brother there. Well, my brother paid, but we ate there. And so I had roast beef and mashed potatoes and green beans and Texas toast, sweet tea. Then this is Saturday, like at 11 o'clock, we went to lunch, which is kind of early, but we'd been up really early and we went out yard sailing. Then we went to Golden Corral, which I don't know if those are everywhere, but that's a buffet. Now there, I did try to be at least a little bit careful. You know, I stuck to I ate a lot of vegetables, and then I had like a small slice of meatloaf, and I just had some banana pudding, so I didn't like go crazy on the desserts. And then Sunday I was back to normal again. We did go out to breakfast, but I just had eggs and sausage. I didn't have like potatoes or toast or anything. So, but you know, if you don't, I mean, I know there's some people that will be on a diet and they will never cheat or anything like that, and I'm to the point now where I don't even want to call it a diet or cheating or anything like that, because I don't know, that's kind of helped, at least for me, contributes to my guilt feeling, and I don't think it's fun to feel guilty on a diet. And this past time I actually really didn't feel guilty, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting so close to my goal, and I realized that, you know, eating outside the boundaries of the diet here and there doesn't really ruin anything. So, and I know, you know, once I hit my goal weight, I'll probably not always stick to the guidelines and everything, and I don't want to. I mean, you know that saying, well, what is it? No food ever tasted as, the saying is no food tastes as good as skinny feels, but I don't want to be skinny, so I kind of would rather it be no food tastes as good as healthy feels, because I definitely feel a lot healthier. Oh, that was something else. I did have some brownies because my son, who graduated, his favorite dessert is brownies. He doesn't like cake or ice cream or any of that other stuff. He likes brownies. So I made 2 pans of brownies, and I think he ate one all by himself, you know, over the days, but I did have a couple brownies. And like I said, I still ended up, so far at least, when I weighed myself this morning, I've still lost a little bit of weight, so I imagine over the weekend I probably gained a couple pounds, but I just started eating healthy again and corrected for it. So I wish I could show you. It's in the back seat and I don't want to wreck my car, but at one of the garage sales we went to, I found the cutest lunch bag. It was, I'll have to try to remember to show you when I do a video from home, but I think I've told you before I like owls. You know, there's a lot of things I like. Owls, skulls, creepy stuff, flowers. I like girly stuff and I like creepy. I love creepy stuff. But anyway, before I talk about creepy stuff, the lunchbox, it's so cute. It was only $1, or it's like a lunch bag, and I think it's brand new. It doesn't look like it's ever even been used, but it's probably for a kid, but I don't care. I love it. But it's like that neoprene material, and it's red, and I think the handle is blue, and then the face of it is an owl. And then it came with a little ice, like a plastic ice pack thing that's an owl. It is so cute. It was only $1. So I have my lunch packed in it today. But I love it because it's a little bit smaller than what I was using to pack my lunch with, which I always had too much room in. But creepy stuff. Do any of you around Halloween? Halloween's my favorite holiday, but only because I love all the scary movies. I love the atmosphere. And do you get those Halloween stores called Spirit? Do they come out by you? or maybe some other Halloween store. I love those places. I have to go in them at least once, usually more at Halloween, because they have the creepiest, coolest stuff. If I had a ton of money, oh my God, my house would be decked out. And at Halloween, the kids probably wouldn't even want to come to the door because they would be so scared, because I would have those crawling zombies. There literally is this crawling zombie. It is so cool, but it's like $200. Who has that? But man, if I had a ton of money, I would have, oh my God, it would be so cool. I mean, there's some things, I stay away from devils and Satan looking things. I don't, maybe that's being a hypocrite, you know, because I like, you know, the zombie looking things and the vampire looking things and the evil babies and evil animals and all the other evil stuff, but just not devils. I don't know. That's whatever. But because I know some people think that Halloween is like an evil pagan holiday. It's also All Saints Day, so it's also a religious holiday. But you know, I don't celebrate the you know, I'm not even gonna try to explain myself. I love Halloween. I love scary movies. The only scary movie that really ever stuck with me and that I really have a hard time with is The Exorcist. And I think it's because I saw it when I was probably way too young to see a movie like that. Yeah, Mom. Because it came out, I think, in 1978, so depending on what month, I was either 7 or 8 years old, because I was born in 1970, and I know I saw it when it came out. It terrified me, and it's just really stuck with me, and I've tried everything to make that movie not be so scary for me. So that's the only thing around Halloween that I don't, well, what's good now is, remember when you used to have to like flip through the TV channels? I swear I would keep landing on that movie. It would almost always be either when her head's turning around and she's like in that voice, did you see what she did to the mom? Or, you know, when she's bouncing all over the bed. It was never at one of the calm points. Well, now, luckily, when you're doing the search, you know, at least for my cable, you don't have to flip through the channels, you just flip through the guide. And so if I see it on, I won't turn it on there. But I've tried everything to try to make myself not be scared of it. I have watched that movie on mute. I have watched it in slow motion. I have watched it on fast forward. I have the collector's set that has the making of it. You know, and there's some funny parts in that, because the dummy that they used where she turned her head all the way around, they took through New York City in a cab. I think it was New York City. You know, and scared people with it. You'd see him put the makeup on. I saw him rig up the vomit. You know, I saw all that, and still that movie scares me. And I'm a glutton for punishment, because when they re-released the movie, I had my husband take me to see it. So then I got to see it in surround sound, Dolby digital stereo, and it was the version where, the full version. So it had the spider walk. And those of you who know that movie know the spider walk. That's the one. And it was in the book, because I also read the book. The book is really good. William Peter Blatty. Really good book. And that it didn't make the movie any better, because it even had some parts in it that weren't in the movie. But some of them that weren't in the movie were in the re-release, which I own that one too. See, I'm a glutton for punishment. But the spider walk, it was right after she found out that her friend, she thought fell out the window and went down those steps in Washington, and she like bangs her hand on the wall, and you know, that was it for the regular movie. Well, when the one that the part they had cut out, and I don't know why they cut it out because it was so freaking creepy, is all of a sudden you hear this sound, and it's her, Linda Blair's character Reagan, coming down the stairs like in a back bend, like flitting down the stairs, and then she like makes this sound, and I think she might have blood coming out of her mouth. I don't remember, but so freaking creepy. In the book, she does that, and she like the babysitter or whatever. She doesn't know she's behind her until she until she licks the back of her heel. Oh, I just got chills all up and down my body. I don't know. So maybe I kind of enjoy that movie and am kind of terrified by it at the same time. I don't know, because I seem to have somewhat of an obsession with it. But I know that movie from front to back because I have seen it so many times, and every time it still scares the crap out of me. But that's really the only movie that does. Oh, is that rain? No. What the hell is it? Okay, there must be a truck or something with like sand or something. So I'm going to slow down because I don't want my car scratched up. Cover your damn truck. But anyway, I had to turn my air off. I gave myself such chills over that movie. I'm filming a little long, so I probably won't do a blurb on my way home. I want you guys to stick with me, not be bored. But does anybody know of any good scary movies? I mean, a lot of times you go to the movie and you get disappointed because I love scary movies. And so usually when one comes out, I'll go see it, and 9 times out of 10 I'm disappointed. Now the movie The Conjuring, that was good. I wasn't disappointed in that one at all. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I really enjoyed it. And it's supposed to be based on a true story of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And if you're into, you know, the scary, creepy stuff, you probably know who they are. They're demonologists, real life people. And they also were talked about in the movie Poltergeist. But after I saw The Conjuring, I actually bought their book. And the book is really kind of scary, you know, if you believe in all that stuff, which I do, you know. But, yeah. But like Paranormal Activity, I think the first and the second movies I enjoyed. I was disappointed in the third one. The fourth one was so boring and not scary at all. I mean, in my opinion, I wouldn't waste a penny on that movie. I wouldn't want to watch that movie again if it was free. It was just so... I mean, all the movies tie into each other, and that one was kind of supposed to explain why the others had... no. If they have another one, I'm probably stupid I'll red box it. I won't go to the movie and see it. But I really did enjoy the first one and the second one. The second one, I think, I went and saw with my sister. I actually went to the St. Louis area to see it with her, you know, and so that one has a little special meaning to me because I really... No, that was the third. I don't remember, but Paranormal Activity has a special meaning to me because the very first one I saw with my mom, and that was the first time she had been in an indoor movie theater, and I can't tell you how long. And then either the second or the third one I saw with my sister, so, you know, I liked that. And it was special because I don't get to see them that often, so. But anyway, if you have any scary movies that you like or that scared you, can you tell me what they are? Because I love scary movies. Maybe I've already seen it, maybe I haven't. Evil Dead, that's good. The remake was pretty good of it. Dawn of the Dead, that was a good one. The remake was good. And I like that show Walking Dead. I like Bates Motel, which Bates Motel is not so scary as it is intriguing. You get to kind of see, you know, what made Norman Bates, which, you know, right now I really like him. You know, he's just a teenager, but that's a good show. Under the Dome, we watched the first season of it. It's just okay. You know, not all shows I stick with. Supernatural, I never really got into that. Dexter, I loved that show, but I watched like the first 3 seasons, and then we ended up getting rid of Showtime, which is what I think it's on, because they wouldn't give us a deal on the cable package, and I'm actually getting to work right now. See? About almost exactly 30 minutes. But, well, actually a little bit longer, because I'd been driving for just a tad through the neighborhood before I turned the video on. But anyway, we didn't have Showtime for a while, and so then I had got behind, and now it's been on for quite a while after that, so I don't know. I might try to binge watch it at some point, but I don't know. I really, really liked that show. And True Blood on HBO, I really like that. I don't know. If it's creepy, I usually like it. So, I'm at work now, and they have a lot of security cameras, so I really feel like a big dork. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off so I can go in, because I start work at 7:30 and it's 7:22. I left a little late this morning. But I will, and I don't know if I can upload this through the 3G or not. I might try. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!